I need you to go in there and recruit this man to our cause, you dig? However, this shit ain't gonna be easy. Nazis got this great fucking wall all around New Orleans. Heavily armed guard towers, and the coastline is riddled with mines. Impossible for the U-boat to navigate. But you know what? Fuck them anyway. Because we got something else.
I'm sorry. Did you need this boat?
I never thought that I would actually intro one of my YouTube videos like that, but I thought that it was just too hilarious not to. So today I'm bringing you some brand new footage of Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus. This video is sponsored by Bethesda, and I went down to their offices again to check out the game some more and go through a couple of new levels. If you remember, a couple of months ago I did a preview on this game, and it was the level with the wheelchair and as you're walking through Nazi-occupied New Orleans. And this level you're seeing here is much more further on into the game, and you have to head to the boulevards and find this guy called Horton who pretends to be a priest even though he isn't actually a priest, but he wears the uniform anyway. It's kind of crazy. There's this absolutely mad cutscene where he gives BJ, that's the main character, some whiskey. I think it's like a really powerful concoction of whiskey, and he drinks it, and then it's crazy. I don't want to spoil it for you because the cutscenes and the writing in this game are absolutely hilarious, and you all get drunk together whilst there's a guy playing the clarinet whilst Nazis are shooting at you. So I don't even know what's going on in that cutscene, but it's great. But if you're going to play the game for yourself, then I don't want to put that in because it's going to spoil it for you. So that's generally the gist of this mission, and then at the start, of course, you've got all of your weapon upgrades, and you can change the way that the weapons operate, so you can have like a slower rate of fire that might do more damage against armoured opponents, for example, or you can put suppressors on. You can do all sorts of upgrades with the weapons. Of course, you can dual wield as well, and it's just so much fun just going around blasting all the enemies. That one looked quite painful though, throwing axe to the genitals. I don't think he's going to get those back anyway. There was a few mini bosses along the way as well, of course. You know, this is a Wolfenstein game, it's not an easy game, and even on the normal difficulty it can be quite challenging. I died a couple times as I was playing through this section. If you played the Wolfenstein reboot, you'll know exactly what to expect here in terms of difficulty. There's not really any regenerating health, and there's armor pickup, so it's very old school in that respect. They've introduced new abilities as well for BJ, so he's got these robotic legs now where you can double press jump or spacebar on PC or whatever it is on console, and it kind of throws you up into the air as if you're on stilts. And of course you can use that in several different ways. You can use it as a means to get around the level, because with it being a Wolfenstein game there's different routes and secrets you can find, or you can use it when you're in combat, so you're going to be up much higher, and if there's a group of enemies below you and you're using some kind of explosive ordnance or explosive weapon, you're going to be doing much damage if you're shooting down from above them. And of course if you're just using like a rifle or a pistol or whatever, then you're much more likely to get headshots if you're up above them, so that's going to deal more damage and make things a little bit easier for you. So eventually you do hook up with this Horton guy. Like I said, the cutscene is mental, and he gives you access to a Panzerhund. If you've played the first game, if you've seen any of the trailers, you'll definitely recognise this thing. It's basically a robot dog with metal chomping teeth. It's horrible, and you wouldn't want to come up against it in real life. I don't think they're real. Fingers crossed they're not. But this one has actually been flipped over, so you can ride around on it and use its flamethrower on the front. And there's this whole section of the game where you're just riding around on a Panzerhund and setting fire to anyone that stands in your way. And of course you can get off it as well if you want to explore. If there's a commander, like here for example, the commanders set off alarms if they hear you or see you, and then unless you kill the commander it's going to be kind of like an infinite respawn of enemies. So you've got to go find the commander, kill him, jump off the Panzerhund, jump back on, and then continue down into the sewers to dispense some more justice. So all in all, with this demo, I definitely had fun with the game. It was on PC as well, and I have to say that this game looks absolutely gorgeous. Some of the lighting effects and reflections in particular, very nice. Of course, that fire effect as well just looks ridiculous. So, you know, Machine Games, the developer, they obviously know what they're doing with this game. And from what I've played so far, the gameplay is very fun, just as it was in the previous game. And I'm happy to say that the writing and the cinematics are still just as good and funny as they ever were. And that's about all I've got to say, really. I don't want to show you guys too much because, like I said, there was quite a fair few spoilers in what I played. So I've cut up the best bits for you here. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll